Welcome to Gene's Reviews, where I basically do whatever the hell I want. Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Okay, I'm going to do this video today from a channel called Unexplained Mysteries. And it says, Anonymous just sent out a message to Elon Musk after a space camera detected something big. Is it aliens? What's going on here? Extraterrestrials, alien life? Let's check it out and see.
The hacking group Anonymous is a loosely organized collective of individuals who engage in a range of activities, including cyber activism, digital protests, and hacks against organizations or individuals they perceive as engaging in unethical or illegal activities. The group is known for its use of Guy Fawkes masks, which have become a symbol of their movement.
Yeah,
it's difficult to say whether Anonymous is good
spooky.
or bad, as their activities are often controversial and can be seen as either positive or negative depending on one's perspective. Some of their activities have been directed at promoting social justice causes, such as their efforts to expose the police system and government corruption. On the other hand, some of their activities have been criticized for crossing legal and ethical boundaries, such as their attacks on private companies or individuals.
Yeah, they don't hold back.
Ultimately, the activities of Anonymous and other hacking groups are subject to debate and interpretation. While some may view their actions as a form of resistance against oppression or injustice, others may see them as engaging in illegal and harmful activities that violate the rights of others. It's important to consider both the potential benefits and risks of their actions, and to hold them accountable for any harm they may cause. The lack of a formal structure means that anyone can claim to be a member of Anonymous, and the group's actions are often carried out by loosely affiliated individuals and groups. One member has recently come forward and noted that something strange can be seen in the background of a recent SpaceX mission.
Okay.
The user said the following: "With the increased presence in space, along with new technology giving us an insight into the final frontier, we are making new discoveries with each passing day. An interesting find has been released online, showing what appears to be a strange object in the background of this SpaceX mission.
Two of them.
One of the first things that you'll notice is that this glowing object appears to change its trajectory, something that doesn't normally happen in these types of videos. This brings up a variety of questions, as for years now astronauts, along with former NASA workers, have detailed mysterious objects in space. It's too early to jump to conclusions, but having video evidence of a strange object changing direction in space is worthy of further examination." End quote.
It's nothing we haven't seen before, though. We've seen a lot of videos like this. That is pretty cool, though. Then it slowed down and leveled out. Okay, there it goes. Go down at an angle. It slows down. And then levels out. And goes up a little bit even.
Interestingly, when the video was submitted to various groups that research strange objects, users couldn't decide on what the object was, suggesting that it matches the description of other objects that have been detected in space.
Lots of them.
One user said that you can see the light stop and then change direction. Oddly enough, these mysterious lights are not anything new, and for years now, glowing orbs have been detected in the background of videos taken from space. NASA has also captured objects which have appeared in the background of their videos, and it's led to some interesting discussions. One of the reasons for this is because when these objects show up, within seconds, the live broadcast is shut down. Those who've studied this phenomenon have said that the International Space Station cameras offer some of the best evidence of these bizarre objects.
So why?
Not everyone
Shut
was
down
impressed with the
intentionally,
footage,
or?
with one user saying the following: "You can see that this object passed close to the front, and to me that suggests that it's close to the rocket. What we are most likely seeing here is ice." End quote.
But why'd it level out?
Staying on the subject of Elon Musk, he's recently come forward
Why'd
and
it
said
level
that
out
Earth
and go
is going
up?
to face a massive population collapse over the next 20 to 30 years. While talking at an artificial intelligence conference, Elon was asked about what his thoughts were on art.
Okay, so he's saying the population's going to collapse. All I've been hearing for years and years and years is the population explosion. There's too many people. It's what they always claim. Now they're saying that we're going to lose a bunch of people.
Artificial intelligence and what the future holds for humans. Although he's been vocal about artificial intelligence and how we need to be careful, he said that another problem we are facing is that of population collapse, saying that in 20 years' time there's not going to be enough people. He continued with the following. I think we have a serious issue with population collapse that's far bigger than what people realize. I think we need to watch out for population collapse. This is somewhat counterintuitive to most people.
Yeah.
They think that there are so many humans, maybe too many humans, but this is just because they live in a city. If you're in an aircraft and you look down and say, dropped a cannonball, how often would you hit a person? Basically never.
Wow.
In fact, there's stuff falling from space all of the time. Natural meteorites and old rocket stages, but no one worries about them. In fact, all humans on Earth could fit in the city of New York.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The cross-section of humans as seen from Earth is extremely tiny, basically vanishingly small. So we need to watch out about population collapse. Low birth rate, I think, is a big risk, and it's also not exactly top secret. You can go and look at Wikipedia for birth rate. So this is definitely the civilization that will end with a whimper rather than a bang, because it would be a sad ending where the average age becomes very high, and really the youth are effectively enslaved to take care of the old people. This is not a good way to end. End quote. Others have noticed how Elon's behavior has changed recently, with some saying that he may know things that others don't. For example, some have said that it's strange how one of the richest people on the planet doesn't want to live on Earth anymore, and that it's almost like he knows what's coming.
Well, I'm sure he knows more than most.
And that he's doing all he can to get off this planet. The sad part about this was some of the comments that were made by users who listened to what Elon said. One person said the following. What's the point in bringing something so precious into this current world? Why would someone do that? The truth is, most people are bringing life into this world to mask over something. You can't sit there and tell me that this current model that we all live under is a happy one. It's not even like life is easy these days. If there were lots of perks, I could understand it. But it just feels like we are constantly fighting. I understand that life isn't easy, and that the world doesn't owe you anything. But just listening to things...
We're always fighting. The left is always fighting the right is always fighting the left. It's like, it gets so old, you know? I don't even watch the news anymore. Occasionally I'll catch something on YouTube, but I don't even have regular TV at home. All I have is internet, and I just stream everything to my smart TV. But I just mostly watch YouTube, Netflix, that type of stuff. I don't watch news anymore because it's too depressing. Everyone's always fighting with each other and no one agrees.
Things that happen on a daily basis is enough to put you off. I feel like this. My friends feel like this. And their friends feel the same. I feel like you're going to have a generation of people who won't have children because of how things are. End quote. It's currently difficult to predict with certainty whether Earth will face a population collapse. However, there are some indications that suggest that the rate of population growth may slow down in the coming decades. One of the primary reasons for this is the decline in fertility rates in many countries around the world. Researchers who've studied this topic have said that as women gain more education, economic opportunities, and access to reproductive healthcare, they tend to have fewer children. This has already led to a decline in population growth rates in many developed countries. Furthermore, some experts predict that as the world becomes more urbanized and people move away from traditional rural lifestyles, the birth rate may continue to decline. This is because urbanization tends to be associated with lower fertility rates. However, it's important to note that even if the rate of population growth slows down, the global population is still expected to continue to increase in the coming decades. This means that Earth will continue to face significant challenges related to resource depletion and environmental degradation.
Running out of food and stuff
Therefore,
like that.
It's important to focus on sustainable development and population management strategies to ensure that the planet can support future generations. Others, though, carried on from this and said that bringing a life into this world is near impossible for the average person.
Why is that?
One user said the following: "If you actually sit down and do the math, the vast majority of young people shouldn't be having children. Firstly,
I agree with that.
they should be allowed to, but due to the current state of the economy, it's just not doable with the wages that people are on. This is why I feel like many experts are wrong, because for real change to come about, you need an entire system change. This isn't about people not wanting children, it comes down to people physically not being able to afford them, which is so messed up when you remember that the majority of these people are working full-time. Most people will have this example, but my parents purchased their house for £45,000 while having a wage of £19,000. Their wages have increased by £20,000, but their house is now worth over £650,000. It's just impossible nowadays, and the fact that so many people are tired.
And if you go somewhere like San Francisco or Los Angeles or New York or a big city like that, 600,000 is really not going to get you much.
And unmotivated isn't because we are lazy, it's because this current system is unsustainable." End quote. "I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." This was a quote made by Albert Einstein during an interview with Alfred Werner. The truth about war is that no one truly wins, and it represents the overall failure of us as a species. For decades, scientists have been trying to predict what will cause the next world war. Elon Musk has also been vocal about this, saying that he thinks the next war will heavily involve artificial intelligence, suggesting it could be the cause of a third world war. He said the following: "As artificial intelligence gets much smarter than humans, the relative intelligence ratio is probably similar to that between a person and a cat, maybe bigger.
I think it's already smarter.
I do think we need to be very careful about the advancement of artificial intelligence. My recommendation for the longest time has been consistent. I think we ought to have a government committee that starts off with gaining insight, spends a year or two gaining insight about artificial intelligence or other technologies that are maybe dangerous, but especially AI. And then, based on that insight, comes up with rules in consultation with industry that give the highest probability for a safe advent of this technology." End quote. One of the things that Elon highlighted was the fact that artificial intelligence isn't really regulated, and that once it's out of the bottle, there's not much we can do about it. He continued with the following: "It's not necessarily bad, it's just going to be outside of human control.
You just have
The
to
thing that's going to be tricky
be
here is
responsible
that it's
with
going
it.
to be tempting to use artificial intelligence as a weapon. So the danger is that humans will likely use it against each other. We have programs and companies that have machines that are at different levels. We are all collectively helping certain artificial intelligence, and this is true for companies such as Google as Facebook. We are constantly connected to this technology. It feels like we are the builders of AI, and we are the creators of this higher intelligence. And the percentage of this intelligence that is not human is increasing, and eventually we will represent a very small percent of intelligence. There's things that humans hate and fear, and all of this is locked into these systems. These systems know this. Another worry is if a small company or a small group of people decide to build a super intelligence, they would be able to take over the world, and this artificial intelligence would live forever, and we would never be able to escape it. These new systems are not just smarter than humans, but a single AI is smarter than every human on Earth. DeepMind is one system that has access to Google's servers. However, this could be an internal Trojan horse. DeepMind has to have complete control over the data centers, so with a little software update it could take over the complete system. It could access all of your data. We are heading towards artificial intelligence completely overtaking humans. The main thing I see with AI experts is that they think they know more than they do, and they think they are much smarter than they are.
That's
in fact,
the
they are
human
not as smart as
thing.
they think
Everybody
they are.
thinks they're smarter than they
This
are.
tends to plague smart people. They don't like the idea that a machine is smarter than them, so their whole belief system is flawed. I'm close to cutting-edge AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than what anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential. I'm not normally someone who wants regulation and oversight. I'd like to minimize those things, but in this case, this is one of those things that could be a very serious danger to the public. There needs to be a public body that has insight and oversight to confirm that everyone is developing AI safely. This is extremely important. I think the danger of artificial intelligence is more dangerous than nuclear warheads by a lot, and no one would suggest that we could build nuclear warheads if we want. And mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
You could
So why
probably
do we
use
have no
artificial
regulations and
intelligence
oversight?
to build nuclear warheads.
This is insane. I'm not so worried about the short-term stuff. It will result in loss of jobs and better weaponry, but it's not a fundamental species risk, whereas superintelligence is. It's all about looking at the groundwork, so that if humanity decides that creating digital superintelligence is needed, we do so very carefully. End quote.
Huh.
So, what do you make of these recent announcements? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comments section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
Well, that was interesting. It wasn't really what the title said as much. It was more about AI and stuff, and I find that stuff really interesting anyway. Elon Musk is one smart dude. He really is. I mean, started out just making electric cars, and look what he's doing now. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments down below. And now it's time for a joke. It's time for a joke to brighten your day. What do you call a cholo with one leg shorter than the other? Not even. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.